the technology that affects our daily life, we also have everything, right? I hope so, at least.
Who actually invented the internet?
Don't tell me you guys already have iPhone 20. Don't tell me that. What's up, my friend? Today I'll be reacting to 10 things Europeans envy about the USA. Oh boy. I'm European, I guess I can fact check those claims, but before I go into that, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like on this video, thank you so much for that, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. Not the first time I react to one of her videos. The last time I had a lot of fun, so let's check this one.
Sometimes it's just nice to have your arse kissed a little bit, you know? It sounds so cheesy. It sounds so cheesy, but it's a thing. It's a real thing. I think it's always good to have access to food. So...
Oh boy, that's a hot take. In Africa. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
So today we are going to talk about 10 things. I think there's 10. I didn't actually count. There's usually about 10. Comment if I got it wrong. All
Let's
comments
see it.
are good for the algorithm.
By the way, the last time I react to one of her videos, I actually end up disagreeing a lot with her. So let's see if this one will be different or not. But that said, I believe she already went to America and I never did so.
Algorithm, even the ones that diss me. So yeah, in and around 10 things that we envy in Europe about America. As ever, my usual disclaimer, these are just my thoughts and opinions, generalizations.
Sure.
Don't take them too seriously. Don't take life too seriously. If you do, you're going to be in for a bad time. And life's hard enough. Don't be a silly Billy. She wanted to say don't be a hater-ass biatch, but she would never.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing is definitely a personal one of mine. It is... What just happened?
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is definitely a personal one of mine. It is technology. Now, I'm not talking like global huge things like...
Wait a second. Technology? We have everything you guys have in America here. The normal stuff, not the military technology. That we actually do not have. But the technology that affects our daily life, we also have everything, right? I hope so, at least.
Who actually invented the internet?
Don't tell me you guys already have iPhone 20. Don't tell me that.
No, I don't know.
The invention of the internet was a collaborative effort involving several individuals and institutions.
But in America, when I say they have a thing technologically that fixes every small problem in your life, they do. They have a thing that fixes every small problem in your life. For example, you are feeling overheated. A European will say open a window. An American will say turn on the air conditioning unit. I was saying...
Okay. Now I'm understanding your perspective a bit better. Yeah, air condition would be nice, not gonna lie.
How hot it gets in summertime in bed and sometimes how you can't sleep. One of my patrons told me about this amazing bed thing that cools or heats your bed up no matter how you're feeling. I was talking about...
What? Wait, do you have a bed that can become hot? That sounded really bad, but you guys get the point. You have something that you can... Oh boy, that's crazy.
How problematic sometimes leaving your key in a door is, and you guys in the US told me to get this different type of handle on my door that requires a code. What I'm saying is America...
Wait a second again. She's roasting Europeans. Yeah, that lock is not that common here, but if you want to have it, you can have it. You just have to buy it on AliExpress or something.
Americans have a
or Amazon, you know.
Technological device that will solve your problem. I don't know why Europeans sometimes like to do things back to basics. We just do. An American default, I have a tech thing that will solve that. The next thing that I as a European envy about Americans is you have an expert for everything. There is a specialist who handles everything. I'm going to give you an example. Recently I sent out my beautiful, only really designer thing I've had ever in my life, designer Louis Vuitton wallet to be repaired.
Wow, we are living well with you too, Louis Vuitton. I'm sorry, this is not in my budget. Okay, wait, send a Louis Vuitton to get repaired. This is rich people type of problems. I don't have that problem at all. You know, my, pocket is like $5. If my pocket does not work, which I don't even know how that's possible, trash, I buy a new one. See? More practical. So, I was editing the original video and I ended up realizing I said pocket instead of wallet. And I just don't want you guys to think I'm dumb, because I know the difference between pocket and wallet. But for some reason, I said pocket. Let's continue.
Repaired in a shop. It's a general repair things shop, and it came back absolutely freaking destroyed. They destroyed it. I'm gonna name and shame the company here, because why not?
What? Wait a second again.
General repair things shop, and it came back absolutely freaking.
I should not be laughing, but yeah, look at that. I'm sorry, this is funny because he was saying there is an expert for everything. Sometimes does not work. But you have to admit this is quite funny. My Louis Vuitton got destroyed by an expert. Something that I would never say in my life apart from recording this video.
Destroyed it. I'm gonna name and shame the company here, because why not? They have terrible, terrible reviews. I should have checked.
No, I'm sorry. No. Wait. La Canada, and you trusted in look at this name, Mr. Minute, La Canada. Canada in the name, out. Do not trust that.
Even shame the company here, because why not? They have terrible, terrible reviews. I should have checked the reviews before.
I believe
anyway,
it.
I cried. But back to my point. After I was telling some of the patrons about it, you guys were saying, oh, you could have gone into a Louis Vuitton store and gotten it fixed. So I went into a Louis Vuitton store just out of pure curiosity and asked, and they said, no, you can do that in an American Louis Vuitton store, but we don't have specialists for that in most shops in Europe. A couple of months back, I had an issue with my oven, and rather than getting an oven specialist, I had to just call a handyman. Now, I'm not saying oven specialists don't exist, but they're not as handy as handymen. You'd have to be sending across the country potentially for this specific oven specialist. Whereas in America, you just have specialists who will drive like 3 hours because you guys have no concept of that being a long distance. You're like, it's just up the road, 3 hours. The next thing.
This can be true, right, my friends? Since America is so big that what's close to you, for me, is in the other side of Portugal. Because Portugal is small. But, I'm enjoying the video so far, but come on, this was fun. Louis Vuitton story that, oh man.
Thing I definitely envy, and honestly a lot of my friends do too, is you've deep fried everything. Everything.
Okay, this is kind of true. Sorry, my friends, this is kind of true. The thing is, do I envy that? 100% I do. My cholesterol envies that? No chance at all. No chance. I already have cholesterol. If I'm in America, I'm having an heart attack or something in 2-3 years.
America's attitude to deep frying stuff is, sure, why not? Let's try it.
Deep fried to perfection.
And I applaud that. Don't look at my nails. I can't afford to get them done this week.
Because she spent everything on the Louis Vuitton. God damn it.
The next thing you guys do really well is customer service. Okay, I do.
Okay, this is true. I actually envy this about America. Yeah, I think hospitality is really amazing. And actually, question for you guys. I believe probably is the first question today. Maybe not, I'm not sure. So, you guys tell me, André, if you come to America, Lisbon, America, and you go to South Alabama, let's go with Alabama actually. The Southern hospitality would be amazing. But what about if I go to New York or California? the hospitality would also be amazing? Or do you think it's something that is more obvious in the South? I think America in general is amazing, right?
Do you think there is a caveat in this? Because everybody has their own views on how they feel about the service sector being supplemented by the public. Most Europeans do feel that the restaurant that hires, for example, a waiter or waitress, should pay them enough for a living wage. Well, whatever your thoughts and opinions are, that's not the way it is in America. In America, you tip. But as a result, everybody's super nice in customer service in America.
Okay, wait a second again. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that. I agree with the take that we actually envy the custom service. But I also think, again, just looking at my YouTube channel, I have to admit, I live in a bubble, not gonna lie about that. But Americans seem really great people. And I say, look, you guys know I roast America all the time. I'm always making jokes about America. But when I say this, I also mean this, I really believe you guys are amazing people. And one of the reasons I also believe that you guys are amazing people, I say a lot of obnoxious stuff from time. Obnoxious, is that a word? I'm not even sure. But I say a lot of crazy stuff from time to time that you guys joke with me, so I love that.
Oh, I forgot to take my pimple patch off during this video. It's probably
What is that?
too late now.
Looking good today. But yeah, just natural beauty. Just saying.
Have a pimple patch on. Same thing goes for stores. When you go into stores, a lot of people pay their shop workers a little bit extra if they sell something, so they're paid on commission, so they're super nice to you in the...
But that's good. I actually believe this always should be this way, because it's a good incentive for the person to work a bit more. Actually, I was not even aware of this, by the way, but if this is true, this is amazing.
In the United States of the America. Now, you could call this arse kissing, but honestly, sometimes it's just nice to have your arse kissed a little bit, That's definitely not the case in all parts of Europe. Mostly when you get talking to somebody who works in the service industry, they're going to be pretty sound. But there are also some people who are just like, you are an inconvenience to them being in that store. I would equate it to the most similar experience I had of walking around shops and going to restaurants is in New York City. That is a very similar attitude, in my opinion, to a lot of places in Europe. The next thing that I am...
Let me think about that. So, I live in a small city. So, for example, I don't live in Porto or Lisbon, big cities here. I live in a small city, and so I believe I'm a very respectful person. I treat everyone super nice, and I always get that back. So I have nothing to say about the customer service here. Do I think in America is great? Probably, maybe even better. I believe that, but if you guys come to my city, to Portugal, I think you guys would also be happy, to be honest. Basically, it's the same thing. If you are very respectful, people will be very respectful to you. I think this is this way around the world, right, my friends? But I guess she has a good point there.
Next thing that I envy about America here in Europe is you can vacation anywhere in the United States, and even if you want to go somewhere hot or somewhere cold, you can just go in your own...
Okay, this is true. This is actually true. And so I end up disagreeing with a couple, but in general, I think I'm in line in most of their claims. This is true, because America is so damn big that you guys have the South, the North, the Midwest, the whatever West. You guys have everything, basically. And if you guys want hot, you have Texas, you have California. If you guys want snow, New York, I guess. But you guys basically have a lot of different weather everywhere. And I love that, really. I really do, to be honest. And come on, one of my best videos on this channel is me reacting to the national parks in America, and that stuff blows your mind. How beautiful America is, man. Well, you guys want to see the best way to have likes? Leave a like if you love America.
own country.
In a weird way, there is some people actually also disliking, but most people are liking.
Here, it takes a lot more planning to travel. You have to go across an ocean, usually, to go on vacation. And with that comes a lot of things like passports. I do think it's wild how you have hot places and cold places in one place, even though it's a really big place. The next big thing, and this is a big thing, and I do think that a lot of Europeans envy this about the United States.
Okay, tell me.
It's how you can get anything at any time, because your stores are always open. Not all your stores, mom and pop shops usually close, but you'll always have like a...
Is this true? Is Walmart always open? Because if that's true, that's amazing. I mean, that's a tremendous idea by America. But I actually thought it was, okay, maybe it's always open.
Walmart or Target open.
So, just to give you an example, here, more or less, stores close at between 9 to 11 p.m. And, for example, if you want fast food, closes around 2 p.m. But again, I do not live in Lisbon. In Lisbon, probably you guys have think that close a bit later, or maybe even 20-hour stores. But where I live, no. Look, when I'm really angry at night and I want something really fast, I go to McDonald's because it closes at 2 a.m. Or I go to some, street food type of thing, basically.
Am I right about saying that? Are they 24-hour? Well, no,
Okay.
Natalie Portman got locked inside one in a movie. 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Okay, so most Walmarts close for a couple of hours. But in my experience, there are definitely shops that are open like at 2 a.m. in the morning. That is not a problem when I've been to the
Yeah, McDonald's.
States.
No, but jokes aside, I believe she's telling the truth, and that's amazing.
Places to find a shop that is open at all hours. In Europe, we do have things like 24-hour pharmacies and stuff, but you won't. It's hard to find. In some parts, you'd have to drive a really long time. And the same goes for fast food. You can get fast food at like 4 a.m. if you want in the States. I remember when I was a drunken college student and there'd only be like one chip shop open at that time. Whereas in America, you have so much choice. You can go to a million different places when you're drunk, which is a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it.
It's a tremendous thing. Are you kidding me?
Soak up the alcohol with some food.
I think it's always good to have access to food. The next thing...
I hope you guys did not get mad at my joke at the beginning. Never mind.
And this is, I guess, more of a character trait of Americans, but it's how you guys are always in awe of, like, old things. It's just very charming. And I realize that might sound condescending, and I don't mean it like that, but I love how when American sees a castle or a really old bench, they're like, wow! And, well, no, they're more like, wow. That's my...
Okay, this one I'm not sure if this is true or not. You guys can tell me in the comments. If you guys see something regular, you guys go, wow. I love it. But, I don't know, my friends.
American accent. And I just think that's really nice, because we're just like, yeah, see that all the time.
Okay, so she's talking basically about if you guys see some historical thing, because maybe you guys lack that in America comparing to Europe, I'm assuming. Okay, I believe it. I mean, but I also get impressed by that, even if I see it 1 million times. So.
It's also really nice how you cherish your cultural identity. You're super into your heritage and like what parts of the world your ancestors came from. We don't care in Europe. For the most part, we just don't really care that.
I would agree a bit with this one. I think you guys really love American history. But again, could be my bubble on YouTube, not gonna lie. But from the people I've been interacting, you guys really love that. And I think here is a bit less, to be honest. And I also noticed that you guys are more patriotic in general. Even Democrats, I mean, I know there is a huge split between Republicans and Democrats, but even Democrats, they have the flag on the door, right? And that shows you that they also have a great compassion for the country. It does not matter if you are right or left. right is a bit more patriotic for logic reasons, but is not comparable with America. That said.
That much. If it's more than twice removed, we just don't care. If your parents came from a place, you're probably going to be interested in that culture. But if your grandparents or great-grandparents came from a place, it's less common to be super hyped about it or have it as part of your everyday life. I like how Americans are in awe of those things. The next one will come as no surprise, and I do think all of my friends and family who've been to America have commented on this. It is your choice of products and services. You have so much choice, to the point that for me, when I'm in the States, it's really overwhelming to see all the choice.
Okay, this is 100% truth. You guys have a lot of choices. This one, spot on.
But for example, recently I was on Twitch. Oh, I started Twitch, by the way. And I needed to buy a new chair for this room for editor Diane.
Tonight. I am going to hell. Should I make this joke or not? Probably I should. So, take a look at this.
But for example, recently I was on Twitch. Oh, I started Twitch, by the way. And I needed to buy a new chair.
I thought she was about to say, I needed to buy a new Louis Vuitton because the last one got completely destroyed by an expert.
For this room for editor Diane. You're welcome. It hasn't arrived yet. Sorry about that. And everybody was like, oh, try this place, try this place. And I was like, I can't because shipping and all that stuff. And really, I only had a choice of like 2 or 3 places I could order from that I trusted. There are other places you could order from, but you don't necessarily know them. And yeah. So there was like Amazon, IKEA. There are many, many more, I'm sure.
If you have Amazon, you are good to go.
Reliable websites you could buy from, but in the United States, like you guys were quoting me chair companies galore, like famous chair companies. I don't think I know of any company in Ireland or Spain that specifically is like a chair company, like they just do chairs. And I'm gonna go back to my old reliable, which is cereal. I freaking love cereal. You have so much choice in America. We do not have that much choice in Europe at all. The next one, I'm gonna leave it really simple. 2 words. Free refills. I don't know why this isn't a big
100. Sorry, there is actually a plane going around my house. I guess the government is trying to get me. Well, this was a good ride. That said, this is totally true. Now let's mute because the government is going. You know.
Much money off the drinks, but it's so annoying. And it's so nice when I go to the States. I'm just like, more refills, please. I'm like a spoiled child. I'm like, I need to be refilled 3 times. I need to get my money's worth here. And the number one thing that I as a European envy about America, it sounds so cheesy, but it's a thing. It's a real thing. It's the American dream. Anybody can go to the United States and anybody can become a billionaire, theoretically. Now I know.
Okay. Okay, this one is great. I'm sorry. The American dream? What? I mean, I love the American dream, but saying that everyone can go to America and become a billionaire, I don't think that's how things work, right, my friend? But now, a bit putting jokes aside, the way I look at the American dream is you have an opportunity to start a life. You have an opportunity to have a family, to have a house, to have a career, and to, most important, to be free, you know, and to have some amazing militaries, and they fight for you. And for me, that's the American dream, is you are free. There is a cost of that freedom, as you guys are even more aware than me. So this went from very, I was joking a lot, but now this is basically a serious topic because I respect the American, everyone that fights for America or for other country, to be honest. I respect those guys a lot because they put their lives on risk for us. But I don't think we all can become billionaire. I mean, there is a pet for sure, but a pet, okay, you guys, a pet, damn it.
That's very much just a theory, like your education, a bit of luck, all that kind of thing. But for example, when I used to be an actor, all of us were fighting for these tiny, very few parts that came across people's desks in casting. Whereas in America, every state has its own film, TV industry. Not every state,
Capitalism, baby.
I don't know. Does Georgia have a thriving TV? I bet you have your own TV stations. And that's the
Even Wyoming have one. I'm not sure actually about that, but probably.
thing. You just have so much opportunity. That's just one industry, and there's so much opportunity. Opportunity is there's not as much of it in Europe. I also feel
Honestly, I agree with this. Again, jokes aside, but I kind of agree with this.
like in America, people are looked at as independent more so. Nepotism is of course the big thing, like the Nepo baby culture. But also people applaud people who make it on their own. I think that is also to do with how people will live really, really far apart from their families and stuff. There's just a huge opportunity for growth. Opportunity. Maybe opportunity is a less cheesy word than the American.
Yeah, again, jokes aside, but I think opportunity is a better way to... Not that I envy that, because envy, again, this is a fun video, so envy is a bit strong. I don't envy anything that you guys have, because you guys deserve it at the end of the day. But going with the idea of the videos, things that I would also love to have in my country, in Europe, I think opportunity that you guys have in America, I also agree with that.
American dream. But yeah, I think that's really lovely, and those are just a few things that I envy as a European about America. Let me know below in comments if there's anything about Europe that you envy as an American, or indeed if you want to add anything to my list. And hey, if you like this video, do check out my Europe versus USA playlist. I can't remember if it's on this side or this side, where we'll look.
Okay, great video. I'm not sure if Diane will ever watch my reaction or not. But if you are watching, keep one thing in mind. I do a lot of jokes, but I thought this was decent. Basically, even the last one I reacted, a great video. In the last one, so this is the last one I reacted. Things that I believe as Americans, basically Europeans, things that Europeans believe about Americans. In a quick explanation, and I'm disagreeing a lot with that on that video. On this one, I kind of agree with most things, but come on, the highlight of the video was the Louis Vuitton that got destroyed. Okay, that's it, my friends. If you end up enjoying this one, tell me in the comments. It's always the best way to show support. Leave a comment, leave a like, all the good stuff. And of course, also give some love to the original creator, because at the end of the day, we are watching this one because of her. And that's it for today, my friends. Hope you end up enjoying this video. If that's the case, do not forget to leave a like. Also consider to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And also let me remember you about one thing. I have a Patreon community. I put videos there a bit earlier than I put on YouTube. So if you want to support me and have access to early content, go to my Patreon. I will leave a link on my description. Take a look at that. You can also scan the QR code you will be seeing here. And that's it.